You said just start speaking whenever. All right. Fellow citizens, distinguished guests, and faithful followers of the Magic Conch, I'm grateful to be standing here with you all today, speaking to you from the glorious homeland of the Holy Conchist Empire. Truly, we recognize how greatly the Conch has blessed us by providing such a homeland, and we shall certainly extol the Conch's blessings today. But first, let us take a moment to remember those who lost their lives and builds in the unforgivable wither attacks on September 16th, November 11th, and most recently, June 12th. So many hours of work lost to senseless violence. We in the Empire forever stand with the victims of these terrorist attacks and pray that this evil will never again return to this world, Conch willing. Such ruthless acts are indeed what led us to build up a homeland for all those who are religiously persecuted for the faith in the mighty Nautilus. Now, those who have endured see the fruit of their perseverance. The scriptures tell us that the people of Newport invited the magic conch to live among them, and they were astonished at the miracles they witnessed. True to its promise, the conch granted powerful blessings to anyone who called upon its name with reverence. We stand here today in a beautiful new empire, which is living proof that the conch has kept its promise to its people. For only 4 months ago, we were a people without a homeland, destitute and wandering, seeking to glorify the great shell in the midst of our monastic lives and in the midst of fear. Perhaps the larger server world does not recollect such happenings, but we remember. From the burning of our sacred texts in the city of Soval, to the consistent slander of our beliefs, we met oppression, the threat of violence, and mockery at every corner. But the conch protects its people and upholds the faithful. Therefore, we have turned the corner towards a new path, the path of prosperity and strength. All hail the magic conch! It began with conjoined efforts of the believers, holding all things in common, and their willing consolidation of their lands into one shared homeland for our people. Since then, we have consistently grown our living space, adding to our home the Shadowlands, the northern areas, the oceans to the west, and the lush jungles to the southwest. Thanks to my Homeland Development Initiative, we have also seen unparalleled development across the land. From the ancient refuge city of Seppuku to the bustling capital of New Kipkim, from the industrious shores of AFK to the shimmering snow-capped peaks of Shadola, from the bloody meat markets of Meattown to the organic tofu of Veganville. Truly, the homeland is made of a diverse yet unified whole. It is a land unmatched in beauty, artistry, and fortitude. While 4 months ago we were destitute, we are now 4 months later more prosperous than ever, and we have turned this land from a barren wilderness into a beautiful homeland fit for the people of the conch. But our radiance, which comes from the magic conch, has not only benefited us, but has greatly impacted the entire server world. We have experienced an unprecedented time of Pax Concha and religious revival. Most notably, we are grateful to our ally and born-again sister in the welfare of our nations, who are both united under the worship of the sacred shell. Together we share in the abundant blessings from the conch and ensure not only our own well-being, but the profitable flourishing of the entire server. While at one time this alliance cheerfully included the kingdom of Dinya, we sadly had to expel Dinya for its reckless endangerment of UN citizens as it marched ever closer to the precipice of war, lured by the empty dogma of RMC. While such times were filled with tension, the Holy Conchist Empire stood for peace and refused to let the warmongering tactics of these individuals compromise the integral safety of our server. Even amidst such events, the UN has remained prosperous and mutually beneficial. Indeed, our commerce of camaraderie has truly ensured the common welfare of our beautiful server world. Truly, we are grateful for these fiscal blessings from the conch, especially when we humbly reflect on our earliest days, when we were worried about how we would economically survive. We even pondered taking out a loan from our gracious neighbors in the east, Cubiza. However, after prayers and fasting, the conch began to establish us on solid ground. Rather than taking out a loan, the conch blessed us with the innovative skill and industrious ambition needed to build up our empire. We developed cutting-edge technology, such as the tunnel bore, formed alliances, as aforementioned, and formalized a strict imperial budget that successfully allocated our funds to ensure maximum opulence for our imperial citizens. Most recently, in these efforts of fiscal responsibility, we have achieved energy independence, as I have provided funding to support our homegrown fuel industry. We are pleased to announce that the Empire is now 100% self-sufficient in its energy needs, completely debt-free, and more financially sustainable than ever before. Certainly, times have changed for us, my comrades. What was once a small faction of monks is now a blossoming empire. Yet in the midst of the changing times, we have not forgotten our commitment to the true faith of Orthodox Conchism. At home and abroad, we have been steadfastly obedient to the teachings that we received from the glorious Nautilus so many worlds ago, being careful to faithfully uphold them to the tiniest stroke. You all know how carefully we labored in the transmission of the sacred texts into this fourth world, praise be the conch. It is these texts that have shaped the way in which we have conducted ourselves in the midst of this generation. As First Sepukuin says, rest assured, brothers, we do not walk this path alone. We are but links in a long chain of sinners and saints who brought us here by faith through the will of the conch. And that is why the lost today look to us with anxious eyes, waiting to hear and understand the truth handed down to us through the generations. Rest assured, our commitment to Orthodox Conchism has been completely unwavering. Had we succumbed to the mere idolatry of power, we could have looked the other way on Isaac's heretical teachings. But we stood true to the sacred Orthodox texts. And while we uphold the freedom of religious expression for the citizens who reside in our borders, we who originate from the monastic order of the Molluskites, who now uphold this great homeland, could not let such heresy stand from one of our own members of the Magi. Thus we gave Isaac every chance to recant, yet he sadly had fallen away from the true faith. Thus we put an end to the heretical teachings, sadly removing him from the Molluskite order, with hopes that one day he and all other children of rage may return to the bountiful fold of the one true conch. Yet many deceivers still seek to ensnare those who would be children of the conch. What's more, they seek to do this for their own selfish ambition, for they are the ones who idolize power. We've seen this most recently in the conduct of the cyclists, who now not only weaponize wardens of mass destruction, but also unite themselves to a regime that sought to unlawfully occupy the historical city of Remnant. Many cries came out to us that day from loyal Orthodox conscientists who did not consign to be brought under this regime, for the blasphemer had no right to give this historical land away, being that she had no formal documented claim to the land. While we have never been swift to conflict, we knew that we could not stand by and let such blatant colonization and disregard for gamer will go unchecked. Thus, we took swift and decisive action to liberate the city of Remnant from the occupiers, and thanks to the mediatory role of the esteemed bearded cleric, we were able to return the city to a state of peace as it has become a neutral territory and protected historical site. We thank Bearded Cleric for his efforts. Rest assured, while we abhor unnecessary conflict, the Holy Conchist Empire will always stand for the Orthodox faith and seek to uphold what is true, good, and beautiful. For as the Conch clearly wills, we shall always stand in solidarity with the oppressed, as we too were once oppressed. Thus, we built the refuge of our homeland, remembering and trusting in the Conch's reassuring promise, maybe someday. And we press onwards towards that day, fellow comrades. The promised days of the Conch's blessing have been upon us, as we and shall continue to be upon us as we hold steadfastly in reverence to the magnanimous mollusk. We are exceedingly grateful for the opportunity to be hosting the first ever server-wide Olympics in our glorious capital of New Kipton. With this in mind, the Imperial Treasury is seeking to expand its efforts to ensure an increase in new development and economic growth for the entire empire. We have already allocated resources for the Olympic Fund and will plan to launch more programs that enable our citizens to not only live comfortably, but engage creatively as they develop new builds in this homeland. One such program we would like to go ahead and formally announce is the installation of our Universal Basic Income Program, or as I like to call it, our Universal Based Income. All citizens can now expect to receive regular income to support their basic needs, providing sustainability and freedom to pursue their more creative endeavors. More details will come to follow for Imperial citizens soon. We are also seeking to give back to the rest of the server world. In the achievement of our sustainable energy initiatives, we are also striving to develop key fuel centers in each city across the server. Players will gain easier access to the fireworks that they need, and thus easier access to travel. In order to ensure that this glorious empire shall continue to live on if, Conch forbid, something should happen to me, it is important now that I also, in accordance with Article 2 of the Constitution, establish a line of succession to the throne. The imperial heir shall be chosen directly by the emperor themselves, based on the criteria of nobility, integrity, steadfastness to the Orthodox faith, and loyalty to the statutes of our empire. It is with great pleasure, then, that I announce my future heir to be a gamer who embodies all of these traits. My heir shall be none other than Sir Rakatoy of the Empire. Thus, the line of succession is established for when I will one day hand the mantle down to my trusted friend in the conch. Therefore, securing the continuous glory of our empire, long live the empire! May the Holy Conchist Empire continue to be a homeland for the despondent in heart. For this is and has always been our goal from the earliest of days. In all we do, from the development of our cities, to the securing of safety, to the establishing of peace and holistic prosperity, the Holy Conchist Empire shall always be a beacon of hope to the storm-tossed gamer, just as the magic conch is our great beacon that has led us through stormy waters, and evermore on the paths of flourishing. As is said in Second Seppukuans, our prayer is that maybe someday all players shall see the power of the shell and hear the bubbling of it who rules the waters. May these words come to fruition in our days through the glory of the empire, for the glory of the conch. Long live the Holy Conchist Empire, and as always, conch be praised. All hail the magic conch!
Though they can't. Oh, there they go. Now they can hear me on stream. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, of course.
And streaming it. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna now pull up some lo-fi because what is a stream without lo-fi?
Yours.
Oh, I just got to sit here and sip my chai tea that I made an entire pot of. I was straight vibing.
Dude,
But
it was a vibe, man. It was a vibe.
uh, straight vibe.
Great vibes, man. Ah, long live the Empire.
Long live the Empire. I'm excited that our UBI is finally kicking in. I'm assuming that's because of the shell stations.
Yeah, it's in part because of the shell stations, and also we just, I don't know, that was one of the efforts that I've wanted for a long time, and so I just wanted to make it finally happen. So,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to ramp up our tunnel bore hours, but hey, it's worth it.
Honestly, I think we'll make enough from the shell stations that we might not have to ramp it up that much.
True, yeah. I'm just saying temporarily until the fuel stations become, used by all the players on the server. And
Yeah, that's
once
fair.
they can start becoming more active again, then hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll just knock away at the tunnel bore and knock away at, uh, cornering the oil industry.
Yeah, for sure. It's not an overnight endeavor.
Oh,
So
never, never, never.
I love the Veganville shout out.
Yeah, yeah, it was a good contrast between the bloody markets of Newtown
I
and
didn't
the
expect that, but it was pretty fun.
so good,
Uh,
so good.
wow. And you changed rap. That was interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Honestly, who was it that I was expecting? Your in-game wife.
Oh, yeah. I had brought it up to her. I was like, "Hey, what would you think if I made you my successor?" And she was like, "Nah." She was like, "She doesn't ever get on." And so I was like, "I hate to make the Empress someone who's inactive."
Yeah,
And
because then
so
I would immediately after 3 days just go to someone else.
exactly. And so I was like, "Okay, well, I would also." I also considered Hazard, but I was like, yeah, he also is like, not always able to be on. So I was like,
Yeah.
Rat just seemed like the logical choice just because he's like on all the time. So I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he'll do good. I trust him.
Yeah.
So yeah. So glad we finally got that done.
Yeah. I think I timed it. I think you hit 10 minutes.
Yes.
So,
Yes. That was my goal. I was like trying not to talk too fast, but I was also like trying not to be like I didn't want people to fall. I didn't want to do a whole 90-minute speech and people fall asleep on me.
yeah. I get that. I think we had 7 people in the actual audience, which was impressive by the end.
Yeah. Who
So,
all was watching? I didn't get to see because I
I
was
didn't
reading
see
from my
anyone
phone.
comment or anything, so I don't know who viewed it. I assume
Yeah.
there'll be more views after it's uploaded.
True. I saw Galaxy and Lucky, but that was it that I knew for sure.
Well, there was Chris and some others as well.
Chris.
And yeah,
Whoa!
I know.
Bro, that's crazy. She
Uh,
logs on. It's like, oh yeah, there's an empire now. That's so
Yes.
crazy.
She said, "What is this activity thing that you speak of?"
Only the anniversary of our great imperial state.
Facts. So it's gonna turn
Uh-oh.
into a show.
Yeah, I don't know. For now, I'm just gonna keep it up just because I worked on it and I'm like, it looks cute. I don't want to tear it down.
You
But
can like,
yeah,
if you wanted to, this could be like a discount store for citizens only.
yeah, that could be a good idea. Yeah.
So like, if you're an imperial citizen, maybe you get like an extra stack for free, or like maybe you don't have to pay for it or something. That would be probably too much, but.
Maybe. I don't know. It might stay the same with this, and then like all the pumps around the server. It's like Sam wanted to do a diamond per stack of fireworks, but I don't know. We'll see.
I think you could get away with a diamond per 2 stack, because the issue is that you're competing against QBs, but they haven't restocked in so long.
Yeah, well, I want to do yeah at least per two stacks is what I want to do. But I've thought
Yeah.
about even three. I've like played a lot around with since that was what Cubiza had set originally. But I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, this could I like the idea of this becoming just like a discount store that people can still use because
Yeah.
then it doesn't have to go away. I don't want to tear it down.
Yeah, and then there's also like an in-law reason for it to look different is because it's a state-sponsored, store.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
we could put a shell sign like by it, like like a put like a pole here, put a shell symbol on it.
Yeah. I
There we
like it.
go. It could be good. But yeah, 10 out of 10. And I didn't have to worry about any assassinations during my speech. I was worried.
I don't have the FOV to defend him, so I hope nothing happens. His FOV was at 30. I was like, this president will be dead.
If an assassination attempt were to happen,
Oh,
thankfully we have Concha right now, so
oh yeah.
didn't even need to worry about it. All right. Well, I'm probably gonna go AFK at the oil rig for a little bit.
I think that is my time, and I'm probably gonna switch over to TF2. So,
Do it. Have fun.
what I'll do, if you get bored and you want to join, I'm doing NPM tours.
Okay, bet. I'll see.
So,
I know my father-in-law is supposed to be coming in at some point today, so we'll see.
okay.
All right. I'll see you, Trail. Thank
See
you.
ya. Of course. Bye.
Bye.
Awesome. So we'll just sit right here for a little bit. Uh, yeah. So that was a bit of fun. That was the Imperial. What do you call it? The Imperial speech. Um, so that ended up being a lot of fun. Let me make sure I'm still online. I think I am. It would appear that way. Oh, I hate that. This entire thing has been unlisted. Wow. I hate when it does this. It's by far the worst. Okay. I guess I'll end it here. That way this can get uploaded. Because yeah, that's